Hello everybody, and welcome to a new video. And to everybody in the US, happy 4th of July. And speaking of the 4th of July, let's talk a little bit about an all-American band. And I'm talking about The Replacements, of course. For some reason this year I've been listening to The Replacements a lot. I've been really hooked on their music, to their studio albums and their live albums as well. But for some reason I've been listening to this one particularly a little bit more than their studio albums. This one is The Replacements, For Sale, live at Maxwell's from 1986. The long-awaited live album from The Replacements. This one came out just a few years ago in 2017 on Rhino Records. On two CDs, two discs, I guess. I only got it on CD. But I really need to find it on vinyl because I've been listening to this guy so much and it's fantastic. But anyways, the whole point of the video was that I've been listening to this so much that I started to think that this may be the best Replacements record. And I know a lot of music fans out there will say, hey, you cannot include a live album in your ranking of your favorite albums from that band. That's just that's not allowed. You're not supposed to include. You're only supposed to include the studio albums, like and exclude anything that's a live recording or a compilation or a soundtrack or a B-side compilation. But I just wanted to get the hypothetical situation: if you were to allow live albums in your rankings of best albums by The Replacements, which one would be your number one album? And in my case, I think this is the best Replacements album because it's just so good. And don't get me wrong, I love all the Replacements records. I have most of them on CD. I still need to find vinyl copies of these ones. Some of my favorites are, of course, Let It Be, Tim, and this is my favorite from The Replacements, the studio albums, Pleased to Meet Me. And I got it signed by Tommy Stinson as well a few years ago. The studio albums are awesome. They are great. They have great songs, but they don't quite capture the overall vibe of The Replacements playing a good live show. So a lot of Replacements fans will know that it was actually kind of rare to be able to hear and experience a great live performance from The Replacements because they would always be so drunk when they play their shows that they would always end up messing up or playing just some random country cover songs. So it was actually pretty rare to experience a great show from them, and this album really captures that particular and unique moment in a great Replacement show. And also, this record was recorded when I believe the Replacements were really at the peak of their powers, creatively and in their careers. Also, they still had Bob Stinson in the band, so it's one of the original band members and a great guitar player. And it was also released right before Pleased to Meet Me came out and right after Tim. So it has, most of the songs here are from their first 4 records, which have more of the more rocking kind of songs, the faster kind of tunes. Later on, they're mellowed down a little bit. So the overall show is just full of banger songs, very hard rocking ones, a very punky kind of feeling overall in the entire show. Also, I believe the production or the mixing from this live record is way better than most of the Replacement studio albums, particularly compared to an album like Tim. Famously, this one is known to not have a great production or mixing. I think it was produced by Tommy Ramone, of course, of the Ramones, and a lot of people complain about the production of the record because the sound was just so thin and flat, and not much separation between the guitars and the bass. And I think they ended up saying that it was because that Tommy Ramone was losing his hearing at some point when he was working on this record. But we will never know why it was produced so flat. But this one right here, the live record, the production is excellent. And I know it was recorded live, but you can definitely hear the separation between the two guitar players in the replacements, especially in the left and right channel. This is a great record to listen to with headphones because you can definitely hear the different guitars from Bob and from Paul in the different channels of the album. And the bass is always also very, very good from Tommy. I also have another live album from the replacements. This one is on vinyl, and this one came out a few years ago also. This one's called The Complete Incarcerated Live. And I think this one came out in 2020 on Rhino Records as well. This one is good too, a great live album from the replacements, but it doesn't have Tommy Stinson on guitar. And this one came out to promote their album Don't Tell a Soul, so it came out right after that record was released. So it has a lot of the songs from Don't Tell a Soul, which tend to be a little bit mellower, a lot of ballads on that one. So it's not as rocking, in my opinion, as For Sale. In my opinion, this is a superior live record, and it may be one of my favorite live albums of all time. It's just an excellent, excellent record, and it has most of the popular songs from the replacements, like Bastards of Young, Can Hardly Wait, Color Me Impressed. You will recognize a lot of the big songs from in this album. And again, if you were to include live albums in your ranking of studio or best albums from the replacements, which one will be your number one? Let me know in the comments section. In my opinion, is this one, For Sale, live at Maxwell's, 1986.